It's a bit like an Etsy platform for the Isle of Man. So what it is Manx makers and Manx producers can have their own shop page on the website, and they manage it themselves. So they set up their own shop, they load up their own products, they set their own shipping rates, and then they fulfill their own orders as well. So it's essentially their website, but all on one platform, which means that because everybody's in one place, they get to be seen. Because you might be going on there to buy your bread or your sausages or whatever else you might be buying, and then see all these other lovely things that you might not even have realised are made on the Isle of Man.
That's a great idea. It's like an online superstore.
Yeah, for the Isle of Man.
Which is, it's interesting that you mentioned, so because initially, of course, you might think, well, from Manx Art Directory, is it just going to be art? But the first thing you mentioned there was foodstuffs.
Yes, exactly. Because my hope is that, I'll get more and more food producers on there, because what it will do is it will give local people a much better way to make, to buy local produce. It'll make it a lot more accessible for them. So what I'm hoping is that, as I say, the food kind of comes first, and then all the lovely other things sort of will hopefully follow on from that.
And there's been a great boom in recent years among artisan producers, hasn't
Absolutely. There? I mean, there's so many great producers on the Isle of Man. And, I've been really, really fortunate that Noah Bakehouse has decided to, I've said that wrong actually, haven't I?
No.
Bakehouse has decided to come onto the platform, and I've got some others in the pipeline as well. Roots, Honey, Jamie Blair, Leela's Kitchen. Some people might say, how's that Manx? But he grinds the spices here himself on the island, packages them. They've got that beautiful artwork on by Julia Ashby Smythe. So there are some fabulous products. He's award-winning as well, Leela's Kitchen. So we've got some fabulous produce on the island, and making that easier for people to buy, I think, is something that I'm really striving for.
And is there a chance that, with it being an online shop, that people then can be ordering things from further afield, and we could be getting our products sort of out worldwide? Do you have a worldwide delivery option?
Yeah. So it's down to the sellers as to where they want to ship to. So as long as they're not breaching any, policies or anything like that. So, for example, I know that, it's difficult to ship wood to Australia, just due to their import regulations and what have you. But as long as there's no restrictions or anything like that and no sanctions, there's no reason why a maker on the Isle of Man can't ship worldwide. And part of the marketing strategy is to reach those friends and family who live further afield. So what I'm thinking is that, instead of like Bob in America saying, Mum, can you go to the shop and get me something for Josie's birthday? He can go on to Quirky, pick something himself and get it shipped directly to him.
Such a great idea. And Jane, how much input have you had into the producers who are on there then?
I talk to absolutely everybody who is going onto the site, because for me, I want to establish that relationship with each and every seller, because I want the customers to feel comfortable that when they're buying from Quirky, that, they've got a route, they can come to me and say, oh, this hasn't turned up or whatever. And then I've got that direct personal relationship with each and every seller where I can go and say, oh, what's happened here? And straighten out any problems.
And we know how many sellers there are on the Isle of Man, people who've set up their own businesses doing wonderful things. Are you open to more people coming on board?
Absolutely. The more people that are on the site, the better it's going to be for everybody, because it's building that whole community and building that network where that you can buy something from the Isle of Man just really easily.
And is it simple from the point of view, you said they manage their own pages and everything, because there's a back end side of that. So how easy is it for people to use?
Well, I suppose it depends to a certain extent on people's experiences of having perhaps had other online shops. Some people find it easier than others. But, I'm there for support. And when I sit down and talk to everybody, I show them how to set up the back end. So I'm sitting there hand-holding them, saying, this is how you do this, this is how you do that. And if they've got any problems, they can ring me up. Or they can get onto Messenger and send me screenshots and saying, my shipping's disappeared.
Yeah. And did you create and design the site yourself then?
Yes, I have built all the pages myself. But sort of going back to the Manx Art Directory piece, when I was looking at changing that into a shop, I got very, very stuck. And I thought, oh, I need some help here. So I went to see Owen Cutterjar, who you might well know, who's a bit of a WordPress guru, and told him my idea. And he said, oh, this is great. Can I help you? And I said, yes, you can. So Owen's been really, a cornerstone in, getting the website set up. So he does all the tricky technical stuff that I can't do, and I do all the talking to people that he doesn't like doing. So I think we've got
Perfect
quite
partnership.
absolutely a winning team, I hope.
Oh, Jane, that's such a great idea. We wish you all the very best with it. Very easy for people to find it online.
Quirky.im.